Hey guys, what's up? I know it's been a while. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. I shot a video recently about some of the things I didn't like about my Cayenne GTS. I want to make it very clear right now, I still love the car. It's absolutely phenomenal. Those are just some of the things that, I didn't like, and a lot of people did comment and respond on that video, and, a lot of owners resounded with some of the woes I have with the car, which, thanks everyone for voicing your opinions. But I wanted to take some time to shoot some of the things that I love about this car, right? I want to make a dedicated video on this, which I'm going to outline like maybe 8 or 9 things which I love about the car. But I want to dedicate one video to kind of 2 of the things that I love the most. The first thing is the general lighting of this car, especially at night. The exterior and interior lighting is phenomenal, and it's just a great car to drive at night, and especially if you're doing long drives. It's just a super relaxing experience. So I wanted to highlight that. And the second thing is the exhaust note. So the previous owner actually did like a secondary cat delete on this specific car. So the exhaust sounds phenomenal with that 4.8 V8. So I kind of attached a GoPro to the exhaust, so hopefully we get, hopefully it doesn't fall off and no one gets a free GoPro tonight. But hopefully we get, a super dedicated and, accurate representation of what this car kind of sounds like at night. Now the best way to capture these 2 things, the driving experience and the exhaust, is a POV video, so that's what this is going to be. So thank you so much for tuning back in. I guess sit back, relax, and enjoy the POV experience. Alright guys, we are in POV mode right now. Like I mentioned, I kind of pulled up from the darker place about a mile away from the highway, so you guys can really see how the interior lighting looks. Like I said, super clean cockpit, very bright white lighting on the actual instrument cluster and gauges, and then the center console is also very, well lit, and everything is just very bright white lighting. Coming from BMWs, they've got a bit orangish to the entire interior lighting scheme. Alright guys, so that was kind of a launch-ish, not exactly 0 to 60 because I didn't want to be too slow when I actually merged onto the highway. But one thing I want to call out there is I left the car in automatic mode. The car does a pretty good job of upshifting by itself on time in automatic. One thing you want to note though, this is not the PDK system in the Macan, it's a regular automatic. So it's a little delayed on the shifts. So if you don't shift early enough, you're going to hit the red line and you're going to, kind of miss the shift. So that is one thing I want to call out. The 958.1 GTSs, and I think the 958.2s have a very similar transmission. So they're not the sharpest transmissions as you're going to find on the Macans, but if you're not trying to go 100% on every shift, they're definitely enough for you to kind of carry yourself along. It's a very fast car. It's a very powerful car, but as far as the transmission goes, that is one of the biggest letdowns of this car from the driving experience perspective, and yeah. As far as downshifts go, they are quick. There's just a bit of a delay between you pulling the paddle. The actual shift is quick. It's not like it doesn't take long to actually do the shift. There's just a bit of a delay between you pulling the paddle and actually doing the shift. Same with the upshifts. It's not the shift itself doesn't take a long time. It just takes a second for it to actually start to shift. So yeah, that's honestly, transmission is the only thing that I wish would be sharper in this car. Other than that though, it's a great driving experience. Alright, so we're stuck behind a guy in the left lane who's doing the speed limit. So I'm just going to call this out really quick. The technology on this car is not the best. Obviously, the newest Cayennes kind of blew me away from the graphic perspective. I know there's a lot of controversy on the actual, replacement of all this center stack and kind of button deck into the digital screen. I didn't like that too much. I honestly like kind of the familiarity and the orientation of this layout. Only because you can operate this a lot more subconsciously than you can the new kind of touchscreen interface, because there's so much going on with the touchscreen interface, right? It's hard to stay focused on the road when you have to keep looking at the screen to do the most basic of operations. This system does that phenomenally, although the graphics and the layout is a bit dated. The actual familiarity of the system and the ability to operate it without having to take your eyes off the road is, great with this system, so I love that. The actual instrument cluster, every Porsche has the same instrument cluster. You cycle through everything with this, and you can, for example, you want to change a setting, you can go into it and you can operate more with kind of this toggle right here. So let's hop out really quick. Let me point out some things about the exterior. Hopefully this comes up on the GoPro really well. Like I mentioned, the interior instrument cluster is phenomenal. I also love the way this car looks at night. You know, just generally walking out to it at night, it's a very bright car. You've got so many different lighting elements along, you know, the entire length of the car that it's just it's a treat to walk out to at night. The first thing is, and I hope the GoPro can capture this really well and I'm getting the right perspective. So the first thing is 4-point LEDs on the front, and you know, kind of the PRLs all along the front. These all look, you know, first of all, everything's very bright and white lighting. It's not, you know, kind of the halogen based or like, you know, kind of the yellowish lighting that a lot of the BMWs and other cars had at this time. It's very bright white. 4-point LEDs and kind of the front indicators. This is where the indicators are. You know, all these are very bright white. Second thing is the side indicators on these cars is actually clear. You know, you can get this in yellow. You know, kind of tinted yellow, but these are actually clear with the white LEDs inside. And when you're actually indicating on the outside, you know, this is actually what the side indicators are. It's not the ones on the mirror. It's actually these. So it looks great, and you can kind of see it when you're driving along as well. Then you've actually got kind of like pathway, a primitive pathway illumination right here. Again, very bright white LEDs. Coming along the back, 3 LEDs right here, and then you've got, you know, kind of the kind of skinny LEDs of the kind of newer GTSs and the new Porsches. And then over here, you've got very bright white light on your license plate as well. All of this sums up to a very bright car when you actually walk up to it at night. I know there's some ambient lighting here, you know, because of all the street lights, but in general, it's a very nice thing to walk out to. And then even when you open the car at night, you know, sorry about the papers, but the entire car is just so illuminated that it's just, I love it. I love how bright the entire car is. All right, everyone, so that was a POV on the Cayenne GTS. Again, if you guys want to see anything specific about this car, please do reach out. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Tried to give you guys as accurate a representation of the driving experience of this car as I could, and really call out 2 of the things that I absolutely love, which are kind of the, you know, lighting and the exhaust. I'm gonna try and edit all that together to get the exhaust as clearly as I can. But yeah, if you have any more questions, do reach out. You know, if you're planning on buying one of these cars, I would say absolutely do it. If you're gonna get a higher trim from the, you know, a GTS or turbo, whatever, from a previous generation, I would also recommend that because of the overall driving experience. But they're just phenomenal cars, and you know, I've been loving the experience. Like I said, I'm going to shoot a dedicated video on kind of 8, 9, 10 things that I love about this car. I'm actually compiling the list right now. I want to make sure I don't miss out on anything specific. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, you know, kind of have a great, I hope you guys have had a great Thanksgiving. I know Christmas is coming up. Have a great Christmas. I'll definitely shoot those videos in the near future. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.